It's time for this month's UHY Prep Profile, and this month it's a fantastic one to say the least. The state champions from Class 5A in high school golf, Estovere, if you will, the Chaminade Flyer golf team state champions, their coach, Jack Wilson, and one of their young standouts, a junior this past year, Ryan Walsh. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Jay. How about yourself?
I'm fantastic. I'm excited for you guys because I know what that means. And we were talking before we started. It was kind of a different year where they changed up the standards, where they let maybe more individuals go than the team concept. So maybe the team wasn't the spotlight. But when I looked at the way your guys scored, Coach, and the consistency over both days. You were the only team that didn't have to count an 80, which says a lot about the quality top to bottom of all five of the young men.
That's correct. We teach the team aspect of it from day one, and so for it to switch to more individual focus was a bit for us to wrap our heads around. But I knew that if once we got through district with all five guys, that we were in pretty good shape to make some noise and do pretty well, because our guys all had the ability to play really well and to shoot low, and so I'm speaking for Ryan, but I think we all felt pretty good going in there that we had a chance to make this work.
Well, let's bring Ryan into the mix, who shot 146 and tied for 16th at the state title, and he was low for the team along with John Patrick Guerra. What about that consistency, Ryan? I mean, you obviously played well both days, but to be able to kind of put that together as a team unit, I mean, that's pretty special.
It is. It's a team championship that we were trying to win. You love to place well individually, but at the end of the day, you got to go out and play for your team. Since we were competing as a team, you got to you hit a bad shot, you got to stay in it. You got to know you're not just playing for yourself. And at the end of the day, you need 4 good scores, which is tough, but we were able to do that pretty well.
Well, and let me start with you, Ryan. The whole COVID situation dating back to last year, golf kind of became, once we got past the initial fears and things like that, golf for a lot of people was an escape. For you as a junior golfer trying to pick and choose tournaments and things like that, I mean, that was a whole new scenario that you'd never dealt with.
Yeah, it was definitely different. I was looking very forward to high school golf after coming so close my freshman year. I just couldn't wait to get back out there. Then, once we got the news, it was definitely different. I kind of didn't play for, I think, a week or so, and just to kind of take my mind off everything. But going out there and being able to play with my buddies around here and, not really worry about my score and just kind of have a good time, it felt very good. And then to compete this summer was fun, and to prep for the season.
Absolutely. And Coach, boys golf is spring golf. And I noticed on the Chaminade golf team website, am I right that you guys made a little golf trip at the end of March?
Alabama,
Coach.
Yeah, we started that tradition about 5 years ago. Ryan's had a couple of older brothers go on that, and we wanted to keep that up. The boys had lost that the year before, and I know they were disappointed, and we were, and the teams down there who loved having us come down. And we wanted to try to make it work. So we put a lot of COVID travel calls in place. We worked with a couple of University and where some of our alum are, and they helped us put together some protocol and travels and so forth. And then we headed down to Gulf Shores, where we played a couple of teams down there in some matches.
Yeah, I saw that. I think that's really awesome. I know Ryan was enjoying the opportunity to go play somewhere in March where he didn't have to necessarily worry about the weather. And Ryan, you're going to be coming into your senior year at Chaminade. And Chaminade is such a fine school academically and athletically across the board. why, now that you've been there a number of years and you're going to be in your final year there, why do you think Chaminade prepares young men so well for what's next?
I think it does because in every sport everyone wants to win, but I think Chaminade teaches us it's not always about the win. Sometimes it's more about the journey than the destination. It shows us how to work and how to put in the time to get to result, and I think that's very special. And I think a lot of sports.
I'm always curious when I talk to a young junior golfer. I'm sure your parents very involved, but is there a teacher that has been very instrumental for you in your game, Ryan?
As in like an instructor or a child?
Yeah, instructor.
Well, I've worked with a couple of different amount of instruction. This year it's been Rob Sidorsik. I just started working with him beginning of the season, and he helped me because my previous coach had moved out of town, but Rob had kind of just give me a little better understanding of the game. He showed me how to miss a little better, how to when you're off, how to get back to where you want to be. And it's been instrumental. I kind of went through a period where we changed the swing a little bit, so that was tough. But coming to summer golf, I'm very excited because things are starting together.
Well, he's an outstanding instructor, fantastic guy. Coach, for you to win a state title at Chaminade and kind of do it in this odd year and have all five of your guys perform pretty darn well over the 2 days. What's that mean to you? I think we've lost our connection with Coach. We'll drop the coach and remove him, and that gives me a chance to talk to you, brother Ryan. What makes Coach a good coach?
Well, I think kind of as you were saying in the question to him, it just kind of showed that, like I said, our work was good, and we put in that work and we put in that effort, and it ended up paying out. A lot about golf is practice. You can't really go out and play and expect to do well if you're not putting in the time. And we kind of had a lot of time between our last tournament and districts, and we'd really focused on learning the course and learning our games. And so to go and practice and kind of talk with each other and talk what we do well, what we don't do well, that really helps. And coach provides the resources. He provides kind of those talking points to say, well, look what you're not doing well, and talk to each other because we each have a different understanding of the game.
Outstanding. Are you hoping to play collegiate golf, play at the next level?
I am, yes. That is a dream of mine.
Well, that is awesome. I hope you get the opportunity. A lot of good junior programs in St. Louis, being there with Rob, how many juniors are working at the Family Golf and Learning Center with all the different tools that they've got. You play at Forest Hills. What's your favorite hole at Forest Hills?
My favorite hole at Forest Hills, I feel like it's changed over the years with kind of my game, but I'd say an all-time favorite has just been 16. It's a nice downhill par 3. It's pretty short, but it's pretty easy to make a birdie on, and it's definitely easy to make a hole-in-one on. I've come close numerous times, but every time I step, it's fun.
Easy to make a hole-in-one on. I love it. They got some interesting holes out there. You can, if you're not steering it correct, you can get in some trouble. As we welcome back the coach, Jack Wilson, and I'm going to let Ryan. Thank you so much, my man. We're going to let you go. Maybe it'll help with the connection, but I'll be watching the scores this summer. Have a fantastic summer season and a great senior campaign next year, brother.
Thank you very much. Thank you again for having me on.
Absolutely, Ryan Walsh. And Coach, that shows me the kind of young men that you had on the team. And my question to you was, having five guys that all played pretty darn good over the 2 days in Sedalia, that's got to make you most proud.
Coming out the first day like they did, it was raining. It had been raining for a couple of days, and the course was really saturated. And for the guys I told them they're going to have to grind it out. They were going to have to, they could get frustrated with the bogey here or there. They had to really focus for 5 or 6 hours, and they did. It was fun to watch them as they slobbed through the mud like everybody else was doing. But for all 5 of the guys, our first day was really good, and then the second day, I think they kind of played a little more cautious, knowing we had a 14-stroke lead.
Well, again, we're gonna. The connection's not great, but I wanted to get you guys on UHY. Our friends wanted to recognize the accomplishment because I was really excited for you guys. I know the commitment that Chaminade has to academics and athletics, and what it means for a coach to have 5 quality individuals and beyond on their team, and that's why you do what you do. Well, we lost.
That's exactly right. All the boys, even the couple guys who didn't make the state team, all. Oh, okay.
All right, Coach. Well, we appreciate your time, Coach. We're going to let you go. Thanks for being with us. You got a bad connection there from the coach. What can you do? But a huge salute to the crew at Chaminade, the Chaminade golf team. Fantastic job. We salute them as the UHY prep profile for the month of June, as they were victorious in the Class 5A state championship.